Bear attacks aren't unheard of in rural Montana, but what sets Todd's story apart is the astonishing twist of facing the same bear not once, but twice in a single day. You could say that the bear had so much fun mauling the killer. Here is how Todd Orr survived the brutal bear attack and lived to tell the tale on Facebook. On a chilling Sunday, Todd Orr, a 50-year-old adventurer, penned a post recounting the spine-tingling tale of his encounter with a grizzly bear the day before. His journey near Ennis, Montana took a perilous turn when he stumbled upon a grizzly mother and her cubs in a serene meadow along the trail. Despite Orr's cautious attempts to announce his presence with periodic shouts of, "Hey bear!" the mother bear defied the norm and charged at him. Desperate to convey his humanity, Orr shouted, attempting to deter the bear, but his efforts were in vain. Even the use of bear spray proved futile in the face of the relentless assault. As the terrifying episode unfolded, Orr found himself pressed against the earth, arms instinctively shielding his neck from the powerful jaws of the enraged grizzly. She was on top of me, biting my arms, shoulders, and backpack. The force of each bite was like a sledgehammer with teeth, Orr wrote in his post. In Orr's own words, the force of each bite felt like a relentless onslaught of a sledgehammer with teeth, the bear stopping briefly only to resume the brutal assault. Minutes that seemed like an eternity passed, and then, miraculously, the ferocious attacker vanished. After getting up, Orr made his way back to his truck, parked 3 miles below. Checking his injuries, he discovered puncture wounds on his arms and shoulder. But the ordeal was far from over. After 5 or 10 minutes, Orr heard the bear again. Whether she had trailed him down the path or emerged from the trees, she was on him once more and fast. Orr, fearing a second attack, repeated his defensive stance, face pressed against the ground. This second assault was brutal. A bite to his forearm pierced to the bone, causing instant numbness and rendering his hand and fingers useless. The pain triggered a flurry of bites to his shoulder and upper back. Orr, in silence, endured the onslaught, feeling a gash open above his ear, blood trickling onto his face and eyes. As he lay there, Orr contemplated the grim possibility that this could be the end. The fear of hitting an artery in his neck and bleeding out loomed. Aware that any moment could provoke more bites, he lay motionless, hoping for it to end. I thought this was the end. She would eventually hit an artery in my neck, and I would bleed out in the trail. But I knew that moving would trigger more bites, so I laid motionless, hoping it would end, he wrote. Eventually, the bear ceased her biting frenzy, standing atop him and exerting crushing pressure. Orr, still and silent, waited until the bear finally retreated. Desperate to defend himself, he reached for his pistol, only to realize he couldn't see due to the blood in his eyes. The gun, displaced during the attack, laid 5 feet away. After a brief moment on the ground, Orr summoned the strength to rise once again. With adrenaline coursing through his veins, he sprinted for another 45 minutes until he reached his vehicle. Upon reaching the trailhead, Orr, undeterred by the ordeal, captured his immediate post-attack emotions on video. Little did he know that this raw and intense footage would go on to captivate audiences worldwide, accumulating a staggering 18 million views. I couldn't believe I had survived 2 attacks. Double lucky, he wrote. Orr wanted to put as much distance as possible between him and the bear. Reaching his truck, he covered the seat with jackets and sped towards town. Along the way, he encountered a rancher, urgently asking for help in summoning the hospital. Orr also reached out to his girlfriend, requesting a change of clothes. Funny enough, and despite the injuries, Orr was able to joke about the incident, including all the bloodstains that were left in his truck. My girlfriend says it looks like I had gutted an elk in the driver's seat, Orr wrote. Arriving at the hospital shortly after, Orr faced an unusual obstacle. His left arm was numb, requiring assistance to undo his seatbelt. Despite the circumstances, an impressed officer helped him. 8 hours in the hospital followed, involving stitches for the puncture wounds and tears on his arms and shoulders. An X-ray revealed a chipped bone in his forearm. The toll on Orr was evident, a 5-inch gap on his head marked by a future scar. By Sunday morning, additional bruises, some resembling claw marks, appeared on his lower back and butt, serving as the lingering reminders of the harrowing bear encounters. "Not my best day, but I'm alive," Orr wrote. Surviving the dual bear attacks, Orr attributes his resilience to a fortunate blend of luck and preparedness. The critical decision to lie face down on the ground, shielding his neck and vital organs while maintaining composure, likely played a pivotal role in saving his life not once, but twice. Scott McMillian, an expert on bears and author of Mark of the Grizzly, and an informal consultant on The Revenant, suggests that Orr's knowledge and actions were crucial. McMillian sheds light on bear behavior, noting that attacks are more likely in the early morning, potentially explaining the first charge. However, the second encounter, though unusual, may have occurred because both Orr and the bear left the scene in the same direction. While grizzly bears are known for their aggressiveness, McMillian emphasizes that fatal attacks are rare. Typically, bears resort to aggression when they feel startled or perceive a threat to their cubs. Orr's survival, it seems, was a delicate dance between understanding bear behavior and a stroke of good fortune. "Be safe out there," Orr said in the video. "Bear spray doesn't always work, but it is better than nothing." Grateful for being alone during the ordeal, Orr reflects, "What would freak me out would be if friends and family were in danger, and I would be the one taking the attack to try and prevent them from getting injured." Despite the intense experience, he anticipates a complete recovery with 5 to 6 more months of rehabilitation. Looking ahead, Orr remains undeterred, with plans to resume hiking and hunting as soon as his physical condition allows. Remarkably, he has already ventured into fly fishing post-attack, demonstrating a resilient spirit that refuses to be confined even by a splint on one arm. Orr's determination echoes a testament to the indomitable human will to embrace life's challenges and continue pursuing passions despite the odds. Now, here's the question that'll keep you pondering. What would you do if faced with the untamed wild, just like Todd Orr? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and who knows, your response might just spark the next fascinating conversation. And if you found Orr's story as gripping as we did, don't forget to hit that like button, share, and subscribe for more captivating tales of survival and resilience.